public engagement is the most important thing. Else it doesn't mean anything. So during this interview, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of Governor Mapp to provide additional education about what the territory of the Virgin Islands is doing, that hopefully will be shared more and more and more with our constituency as we try to play catch up with the climate change adaptation, implementation issues that we need to do like yesterday. So the strategy came about as a result of the governor going to Guam upon the invitation of the Assistant Secretary, Esther Carolina, and came back enthusiastic about doing this in the Virgin Islands. And he pulled together a few advisors who had actually been working on climate change in the territory, who are retired professors from the university, scientists who have been doing work again and who've been interested in this subject. And so they've been working along with us to develop what I'm going to say to you right now. So obviously an executive order that establishes the policy for climate change for the U.S. Virgin Islands had to be done first. And that was completed and signed on October 23rd, I believe, 2015, with the support of the Lieutenant Governor, the Honorable Oswald Potter, and with input from these advisors about what the policy is, which is to become a more resilient community and adapting to the climate changes, protecting property and life. In a nutshell, the other aspect of the executive order creates what's called the public input, the advisory council. People who represent not just government agencies that are key in doing assessments on major areas like infrastructure, natural resources, but also private sector and non-GO, non-governmental organizations. Up-to-date information on what's going on with the Virgin Islands, climate change, adaptation. I call it movement now. It has to be a movement so that people get excited about it, and it becomes, as the ultimate goal is, as the President of the United States outlined, it's a very important part of our everyday lives. Because it's an issue that I know is going to change the way we do things forever. It has to. Without knowing what's going to happen with our environment, it's hard to plan. How are you going to build a building? How are you going to plan a community? You know, what types of health impacts are we going to see as a result of some of these changes and how it impacts people? And so knowing those things helps to help with budgeting, resource gathering, of course public information again, and so that people become like second nature to everyone. That as you get up every day, you check to see what the weather is like. When you're making changes to your home, you think of climate changes to choose the right types of material to protect your family and your property. Just to the basic common denominator that we take for granted every day, that we just go about our daily lives, that this will become one of those things that ultimately must, it's not a choice actually, it's a requirement that we integrate these things. And our job, of course, is to bridge the gap between what this climate change thing is about in people's minds and what it actually means to their everyday lives. And I think we have the opportunity in the Virgin Islands to do so because it's a small community. We can really impact people a lot quickly and them to get a full understanding of what this really means.